what is going on? Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. I truly appreciate it and I'm very excited to have you here with me for another video. Today we're going to be talking all about white sage and how you can use it to cleanse not only your space but your body as well. I have been using this for the last few years now and it has been so instrumental for me in my self-love journey and my healing journey and my whole wellness journey. It's just been an incredible tool to use to cultivate some good energy and high vibes. So I would love to share my thoughts on why this is so important, what it has done for me, and how you can do it in your own life. I promise if you implement it with some good intentions, it will be absolutely life-changing. You will wonder how you ever lived without it. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So first off, we have our physical bodies that we are all pretty well aware of, but we also have our energy bodies. So this is an energy field that surrounds our physical bodies, and it's also known as the auric field or our aura. An aura is a pretty common term. You may have heard someone say like, oh, they have a really good aura, or they have a bright white aura, or someone who can see different auric colors. This is just the energy field that surrounds us, and it is with us all the time. It is a part of who we are, and therefore so important. This is what we're going to be referring to today with our energy cleansing techniques. Our energy fields play such a huge role in our life, whether we're aware of it or not, and they really serve to dictate how we go about our routine, how we feel about ourselves, how we treat other people, what we do on a day-to-day basis. And this is exactly why cleansing your space and cleansing your energy field is such an important part of any self-care or self-love routine. As we go about our daily lives and we go out and about into the world, we are bombarded with so many different energies, and it can be very easy for us to take on energies that are inappropriate for us to carry or not in alignment with our highest self, but we go ahead and carry it around anyway because we are unaware of the fact that it may be latching onto us and we may be taking it in unintentionally. And as far as this goes, different people have different sensitivities. If you consider yourself an empath, you probably know that you are highly sensitive to different energies, or maybe if you're going through some sort of awakening, you may be awakening to this whole new sensitivity, feeling different energies in ways that you never have before, and it can be really intense. So just something to keep in mind. And if you're someone who is thinking you're starting to feel energy differently than you ever have before, or you're starting to think, hey, maybe I am taking on other people's energy more than is healthy for me, that's totally normal. And luckily that is the purpose of this video today, to help you work on that and keep your energy clear and bright, not really have to worry about carrying anything that you don't want to. A little bit of my story: when I was young, I was a very shy, kind of timid kid by nature. I was also an only child, so I was very used to being alone, and that is kind of where I felt the most comfortable. Also, I was raised a vegetarian. My parents fed me a lot of organic food. So if you kind of know the effect of processed foods on our bodies, which I learned in my 20s, believe it or not, when I cut out all processed foods. But anyway, looking back, I realized that probably contributed to my kind of heightened sensitivity, if you will, just because I wasn't overloaded with so much processed food and junk, if that makes sense. So I was actually journaling about this morning, and I started writing about kind of like my teenage years and reminiscing on some years that I spent in high school. And of course, we go to high school as typically a very intense, big environment. At least my high school was pretty big where I went to school. It's just a lot of different energy. It's a lot to take in, especially for someone who is a little more sensitive. And I really struggled to find balance. I struggled to feel a sense of security, and it was honestly really difficult for me. Those were pretty difficult years. At the time, I really didn't know about my energy field, or how to protect it, or how to cleanse it, or how to care for it, or anything of that sort. I just kind of would constantly feel depleted and defeated and confused and lost, and just a lot of really negative emotion. You know, my aura was kind of being knocked around all over the place. I didn't know how to take care of that, and this led to a lot of depression and anxiety for me throughout those years. And things that were very normal or things that seemed very normal for other kids, like getting on a school bus or eating in the cafeteria or being in an auditorium, these things were pretty difficult for me. And honestly, I remember just being on the school bus like made me want to cry. Like I really suffered and struggled with just those simple things. These are the years when I really started to alleviate my depression and anxiety by self-medicating and getting into behaviors that were really just not healthy and not serving me. And you know, at that time, being under the influence was really one of the only things that could make me feel at peace and at one with myself. And you know, at the end of the day, we're all seeking to feel oneness. We're all seeking to feel whole and loved unconditionally. And yeah, that's what I was seeking. So now, being where I am today, having gone through everything I've gone through, having experimented with different healing modalities and going through a couple awakenings of my own, I really attribute everything to the way you treat yourself and your energy and the way you care for it, just like you would your physical body. So it has truly, I would say, saved my life. That's why I'm really excited to share this little technique with you. So that was just a little bit of my background and my story, and why I feel like I'm a pretty good testament to the fact that these kinds of things really work and really can serve you in such a beneficial way. So let's carry on. Let's get on to the actual sage part. This is a ritual that was practiced by the Native Americans way back in the day. So therefore, it's a very sacred and ancient ritual. And not only that, but just smoke in general is a very spiritual element and really thought by so many different cultures to be a connection to the higher realms, and the way it just like wafts up into the heavens and is associated with fire, which is such a strong, beautiful element. Incense, candle burning, tobacco is a big one. Yeah, smoke is just very powerful. So the process of smudging is so simple. All you're going to need is a piece of sage. I typically use white sage, which is a very purifying and cleansing sage. I found this at my local grocery store. I believe they have them at Whole Foods as well, but you can really find these at any kind of mystical shop, a crystal shop. You can also do online if you would like to as well. You can definitely find it on Amazon if that is the route you choose to take. And then this guy is an abalone shell, which I found at a shop in San Francisco. Again, same thing. You can find these at most mystical shops or crystal shops, or you could absolutely find it online. So let's start with cleansing your space. Now, cleansing your space is so important because this is where you spend most of your time. This is where you spend time alone. This is where you are free to be your true self, your true authentic self. It's so important to have a clear, pure energy circulating around you at all times. You know, if you're trying to do your self-care routine and, you know, practice self-love in a space that is filled with stagnant or unwanted energy, I mean, you might as well be trying to paint a painting in the dark and it coming out like a Picasso. It's just probably going to be better for you if you turn the lights on. It's going to give you a lot more clarity, and that is when you will be able to create your masterpiece. So cleansing your sacred space is so importante, and doing it with the sage is easy. So all you're gonna have to do is light up your sage. You can definitely use a lighter. I just recently started using a candle because I feel like it's a little more sacred, if you will, than a lighter. Just go ahead and stick it in the flame for a few seconds. You're gonna see it light up nice and bright. You're gonna let it flame there for maybe like 7 to 10 seconds, and then you're able to blow it right out, and you're gonna see this beautiful smoke billowing from the sage. So I do this every morning. Everything I talk about is totally personal preference, and that's what I love about any spiritual practice. It is so unique to you and what serves you and you know what your intention is and what you feel guided to do. So there's no judging yourself, there's no second guessing things, it's just kind of what feels right to you. So I cleanse my space every morning. It's part of my kind of morning ritual. I go around and sage my space before I do my meditation and my journaling in the mornings. So in order to cleanse your space, I'm just going to go over kind of the way I do it. What you're going to do is just walk around your space holding your lit piece of sage, and you're going to want to have an intention in mind or a little mantra that you say to yourself. You don't have any sort of mantra in mind, or you feel weird, you know, saying something out loud or in your head, it's perfectly fine to just go around and embody good vibes, embody white light, embody whatever you want flowing through your space, and just going around and feeling that, and kind of just go wherever you are guided. Like I said, this is totally an intuitive practice. There's no right or wrong. So I walk around my walls and I personally say something like, let love and light fill these walls, let love and light fill these walls, let love and light fill these walls. A lot of people will also say, please be rid of any unwanted energy, which I used to say more so. Now I kind of just try to keep it only positive because I feel like there's no need to address the negative energy, if that makes sense. Because when you're saying, you know, let only love and light come in, it kind of just implies that we only want love and light, you know? So I only say that, but as I said, say whatever feels right to you and whatever feels good. So I just go around and wave it around my walls. I typically don't carry this guy around, to be honest, but you might want to because you're going to perhaps have to vacuum up some sage that falls on your floor. So that's just a heads up. This shell is very useful if you wanted to hold it and walk around so you don't make a little mess. Also, I should have said this in the beginning, but it's very, very important to have your windows and your doors open so the air can circulate and any of that stagnant energy can be released from your space and go out the door and go, bye Felicia. So yeah, doors open, sage lit, intention set, and just walk around with the good vibes and you are cleansing, honey. So this just went out, so perfect timing because I feel like I'm done speaking about cleansing the space. Also, before I move on, it's also really nice to play some nice spiritual music or whatever gets you in the vibe. I love listening to binaural beats, and you can really find anything on YouTube. You can type in love frequency, you can type in chakra healing, and they really do get you in the mood. And music is another incredible tool for lifting the vibe because it's just a very strong vibration. So that's just another little tip to maybe play some music that makes you feel nice and in the spiritual mood. So next up, saging your body. It's pretty much the same thing as saging your space, but you're going to be waving the sage all over your body. So again, this is a super intuitive practice. I've heard people say that they start in certain places or they only wave it towards the heart, things like that. But for me, I just kind of do whatever I feel guided to do. So I'll usually start by my feet and like wave it around, go up my legs, up my torso, up my arms. Make sure you get everywhere. This is really, really like taking a spiritual bath. Now, this I also do in the morning, but it also can be something that's really good to do when you get home from, let's say, a day at work, or you got home from hanging out with a lot of different people, or places that I go these days that I feel a lot of maybe energy that I don't necessarily want are places like the nail salon or Target. No offense to Walmart, but that is a pretty low vibe place. Yeah, so anywhere that you would go where you might feel like there's some things you don't want to take with you when you are at home. So this is something I will do on my body pretty frequently. It's just an amazing way to clear your energy, reset, and kind of be at one with your own pure, beautiful light energy. You can do this for as long or as short as you like. And again, just make sure the windows are open, play some nice music, visualize white light pouring through your body, say a mantra if you so choose. The beautiful thing about our minds and our light energy is that we have the power to cultivate it whenever we want. So at any time of any any day, even if you don't have a piece of sage, you have the power to envision white light through your body, around your aura, protecting you, surrounding you. It's a beautiful thing. It's also nice to send it to other people. Sometimes as like a little game with myself, I'll just be driving in my car and I'll like send white light to surround the other cars on the road or people that I see walking on the side of the road. You may not think they feel it, but chances are if they are open, they will feel your powerful white light. And this is just a really powerful way to not only raise your vibration, but raise the vibration of the world. And that is what we're all here to do on this earth. That is cleansing your space and your body with sage. Sage is such a beautiful thing to implement into your routine. I really hope you enjoyed. I really hope you maybe got something out of this video, or you're gonna start using sage a little bit more. And please let me know if you do. I would love to hear your thoughts and your experiences. Please subscribe. I plan on putting out a lot more content similar to this, a lot more spiritual and wellness related stuff, because I love it so much. And yeah, I think that is it. Oh, I did want to show you one book that I'm reading. I am a book fanatic, and yeah, let me just go grab. Okay, so if you're into reading like me and you want to read a really good book about energy stuff, this one I found at a bookshop in Santa Barbara not too long ago. I haven't gotten through a ton of it yet, but I really love it and would definitely recommend, because this goes like super in depth about cleansing everything in your life and how you can use sage to do so, and also the power of your minds and all of that good stuff. So I will put this down in the description if you're interested. Just a little random recommendation that I had. I appreciate you so much for watching today. Let's do a little cheers. Cheers to you wherever you are on this life journey. We are in it together. I love you, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye. But you're going off. We are gee, no. I honestly think I have like a sage high right now.